Hey everybody, I am back for the first time making a long video in about a week. I have been hitting the shorts pretty hard over the past couple days. Really boosted the views of the channel. Did some wonderful things with that. I just like talking about stocks, so I figure why not record myself while I'm driving. And it worked out pretty well. I think I got like 5,000 views in like 2 days, which for me is pretty big. I'll show you. But yeah, they went pretty well. Yeah, if that wants to focus, it went pretty well. That did not focus at all. But either way, so I'm going to be doing that as often as I can with the shorts, just because I like doing it. It's fun, and they get a lot of views, and hopefully bring more people to the channel, which is my goal here. Informing and possibly entertaining. But anyway, we are going to go into the portfolio today. I made some of the largest changes to my portfolio that I have ever done. I dumped the remainder of my savings into the portfolio on Monday. And if you know anything that happened today, which is April 9th, you would know that that has paid off enormously. And I'm very happy with that. As soon as I saw the market find any resemblance of support, I figured it was probably the time to get in, just because of how aggressively it fell, and that paid off handsomely. So I think that's about it. We're gonna basically just go over the stocks, and yeah. So if you're interested, please subscribe. And let's get into it. So this is the S&P 500. First thing I want to go over is just the magnitude of the crash that just happened. So if we look, I highlighted the two recent sort of crash events that happened over the past couple of years. So the COVID crash was 35%, and that was within about, let me actually change this to weeks just to make it easier. I also highlighted the 08 crash and also the dot-com bubble, just because I figured it was cool to look at on the charts. But anyway, the COVID crash happened over a matter of 4 weeks, roughly, about a month. The inflation kind of downturn was over a full year, almost, just about, pretty close to that. And this drop happened within I guess we could count this, 7 weeks, just about. And on Monday, it reached the low. Which is insane. Actually, I think on Tuesday they reached the low. As soon as I saw the market recover on Tuesday, which I believe was right here, as soon as I saw that jump up, I kind of figured there was some kind of support forming. So basically went all in, including Monday. On Monday, I saw the price jump up, and I kind of knew there was some kind of support coming back. Usually the market does not drop 5% 2 days in a row. So seeing that happen, you kind of just know. And today was the single largest gain since the 2008 crash, or I should say after the 2008 crash, where I believe today the stock market went up about 9.5%. I know this says 10.5%, but I think that's including after hours possibly. But I think it went up 9.5% total, and the next closest was like 10% back in 2008. So pretty interesting to see that happen. It's kind of only a few times in a lifetime you'll see moments like this in the market. So it's really cool to kind of experience. But basically, we loaded up on Monday, or I should say I did. And I'll go into that now. So looking at the portfolio, if you look, the numbers are going to be a lot higher than they were in my last portfolio update, and that is because if we look right here, I deposited the final remainder of what savings I had left. And is that a concerning thing? Possibly, but possibly not. That's all I'm going to say. So let's start getting into this, I should say. So first of all, I put more into each one of the ETFs, which I was down well over 10% average on them, and now I am about half of that. So I am still down on them, but I averaged down significantly, and that should be seeing positivity hopefully soon. I really just bought into all of them at an atrocious time. I don't know why I did that, but that's just what happened. So we are almost positive on them. Total portfolio value is right here. And you could see year to date, I think the last portfolio update I did, I was down maybe like 2 or 3%, or possibly only positive about 2% or so. And I'm now back up 9.3%. So that is awesome. Also, for the average, I have a note here. I'm not including 2023 in the average anymore because it just unnecessarily brings it down when I only had the account open for like 2 months. So, and it was just in a money market. So it doesn't really count towards what I would consider to be a full year's performance. But anyway, so let's start getting into it here. So here's the portfolio. Everything is fully updated. Some really important things to look at is Google was added and SoFi was added. Now, Google, I put a little bit more in as a starting position. Usually, as I'm sure everyone kind of knows, I tend to only put a few hundred in as a starter position, which is what I did with SoFi. But with Google, I figured I'd put a little bit more in just because it's a much larger company. And you can see I'm already up 7% on that, which I bought it like a day and a half ago, maybe. So that's pretty cool. Going through all of the orders, which there are a lot. So Monday at about 9, probably 9:40, which actually let's take it back here a little bit. We'll go over the actual process. So Monday morning, the stock market opened down 3.5%. When I saw that, I kind of figured it's probably time to start getting into things. And around 9:40-ish, maybe 9:50, as the market was kind of rising again, I bought more of almost every single stock that I own. So let's go through it. So Supermicro, 10 more shares were added. Crocs, I added 1 share. Snapchat, 20 shares. 3 shares of PayPal, 15 shares of Fastly, 5 shares of Photronics or PLab, 8 shares of Trade Desk, 10 shares of Affirm. And then I also, of course, added more of the ETFs as well. And then yesterday I bought more of First Solar, which is now probably in the top 10, definitely in the top 10. I bought more of First Solar and then also Google, which we can see right here. So yeah, a lot of activity going on. If we look, the average return per stock is now right around 15%, which is awesome. That is including a couple outliers though. So let's actually do that. Average return without the massive outliers is right around 3%. So we are still mixed, but the market is down from where we bought a lot of these. So no big deal there. Again, it's more about the individual positions and the overall portfolio, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, things are looking good. I did start charting the portfolio as well. I forget if I showed that in the last one, but we will see what I hope will be a very large spike. I am going to have to adjust it for the deposits, which don't know how to do that, to be completely honest. We're going to figure it out. I adjusted the returns to the deposits if we look right here, but the chart I feel like is going to be a little bit trickier. But anyway, that's all I really got for today. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys did during the market crash, if it worked out for you or if it didn't. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next video.